New Game of Thrones Season 7 trailer. Woo! Cheer! Let's break it down. So we start this thing off with Sansa Stark in the Godswood in Winterfell. And this is a scene that we've seen before that they showed us earlier in the clip, just a picture of. But we can see right here she's definitely looking at someone. I don't know who she's looking at or who she's looking for, but she's definitely looking at someone. So I think she was there by herself, quite possibly. And now she is, someone has walked up on her. In the later clip that we see from someone there, I'm going to take a guess who this person is, but I'm not going to tell you that right now. I'll tell you that later in this video, because I do believe I know who she's looking at. But she's definitely looking at somebody in this clip when we see her. Next, we see the wall going up, and we could see that it's most likely Jon Snow and them going to go beyond the wall. Now, we know that this is not the gates from Castle Black, because the gates from Castle Black do not have spikes on the floor. It's flat. So after we see this, we see a good shot of the wall, and this is obviously Jon Snow and his party going beyond the wall. Now I thought that's possible they could have got there by boat, but it seems like they are going to get there the old-fashioned way and just walk it. So after that, we do see Jon Snow and his companions beyond the wall, and it is so snowy and so cold out there, a little crazy and stuff like that. Now as for this trailer so far, this trailer so far is phenomenal. Probably, you know, I thought the last trailer was really good, but this trailer is so far, this is one of the greatest trailers I've ever seen of all time of any TV show. So we see Jon Snow. You know he's going to be with Tormund. You know he's going to be with the Hound. You know he's going to be with Jorah Mormont. We've seen that in all the clips. So that's what's going on here. So he's on his mission beyond the wall, and then we get a shot of King's Landing. Looks like a celebration is going on at King's Landing. Now, a lot of people always thought that the King's Landing would be mad at Cersei. But in all honesty, there's no proof that Cersei did any damage to the scepter. She was so far away, her hands are definitely clean on that one. I don't think there's any way that they could pin this whole situation on Cersei, and I think that's why she's going to get away with it. As speaking of Cersei, we run into the clip of Cersei looking back, and as we see her looking back in the darkness in King's Landing, looking sexy as ever, we can see that she is definitely contemplating something, and something is going down, because as soon as she looks back, we could see by the next clip that we see that it is Daenerys' hand, the clip that we seen before, on the table that her ancestor Rhaegar built, the one that Stannis Baratheon used. Full map of Westeros, and we've seen this clip before of her running her hand on it. So we know that she's definitely going to assault Casterly Rock, and I think at the clip that we've seen before with Cersei is after the assault of Casterly Rock. So I think that's her first place that she's going to conquer is Casterly Rock. Next, we see a picture that I believe, it's very dingy here. We see a boat in the background that people must have arrived on a bigger boat. And we see a smaller canoe that they're on. So it's quite possible it could be Jon Snow and them. It looks definitely like Dragonstone. It looks a little wintry, but I do believe that this is Dragonstone. Could be Jon Snow, could be Theon, could be someone up there. Now we see a quick glance of Arya Stark. And I think that right here is the first time that she is looking at Winterfell. I think she has arrived at Winterfell. I think she has finally made it there, and I think this is a clip of her at Winterfell right here, seeing it for the first time in a very long time. Can't wait to see that. Jaime Lannister walking and looks determined. He looks kind of defeated. Now, every time we have seen Jaime so far in all these trailers, we have seen him with his shoulders slumping, his shoulders down. Jaime Lannister does not seem to be in a good spot this season, and you know, I really can't blame him, you know what I mean, because there's no doubt that Cersei Lannister is definitely going to get herself a husband. She's not going to take Jaime Lannister as a husband. I predicted over 3 years ago that it would be Euron Greyjoy, and it looks like it's setting up to be that. And the picture from that later makes me really think that's going to come true. We see Littlefinger here, ear hustling the war in the crypts of Winterfell, and this sneaky little peeping Tom ass bastard, he's always to something. This is when Jon's going to choke his ass out for eavesdropping. Should never eavesdrop people. And we also see a clip that we have seen before in the last trailer. Now, people have told me that they think that this is a spear. that this is a person from down in Dawn. I'm not gonna say that it's not. The hands don't look very womanly to me. It does look like mannish hands, you know, but it could be a woman's hand, a woman warrior's hand, so it's quite possible that it could be that. You know, after that we see Daenerys Targaryen walking along the bank of Dragonstone, and then we see her come up upon Sansa Baratheon's banner, and then she disrespects it. Now at this time Jon Snow is talking, saying that all the houses need to unite together as soon as she rips down Sansa Baratheon's banner and stuff like that. So I think Jon is obviously trying to get everyone to work together. Must be obviously Daenerys' first trip inside of Dragonstone, and now she is tearing down the man Stannis Baratheon, the man Stannis Baratheon, the one true king of Westeros, Stannis Baratheon's banner. And I don't like it, but that's what's going on here, people. Next we see a great shot of the dragons approaching Dragonstone. I think we're going to see a lot of Dragonstone this year, and I'm happy to see it. You know what I mean? I'm glad to see a lot of it. Always wanted to see a lot of it. I like the way they made it look, but the books make it look better because all the buildings are shaped like dragons. But I like it. We see a quick picture of Tyrion looking over the edge of Dragonstone. What is he looking at? Did he discover Melisandre? Did he see the dragons flying away? Or he's just watching the boats sail off? I don't know, but it's one of the three. Next, we see a picture that we have seen before, Theon Greyjoy. Now, I can't tell you how much I want Theon Greyjoy to die. I think I want him to die more than any other character in this TV show series. I hate Theon Greyjoy, and it looks like they're getting their ass kicked in this sea battle right here. It looks like they are definitely dying here. Next, we see a picture of Grey Worm, and he nods. And this is what's going on right here, people. Grey Worm has found the entrance to Castle Rock, a sneaky pass right here, and he is going to sneak in through this hole of Castle Rock. I guarantee it. A picture later on that we see in this video definitely confirms that to me, but that's what's going on here. They must not have been able to get past the gates, because they said, you know, that they would just hide behind the gates, King Robert, but they're not going to be able to hide behind the gates if there's a hole there and he's going to sneak in. We see another picture here of Brienne and Pod, and we see that they're dressed up in Winterfell garb. Now, I've never seen Brienne in Winterfell garb. Maybe she has knighted Podrick at this particular time, and that's why he's dressed up there in Stark garb. Maybe that's it. It's very snowy in Winterfell right here at this particular time. Extremely snowy. So it may be Brienne does not go beyond the wall with Jon Snow for that battle. Maybe Brienne stays behind with Podrick. It looks, I think that's what it is, because it looks pretty empty there. Everyone must have left. We see a quick picture of the Hound. Alright, now the Hound right here, without a shadow of a doubt, is beyond the wall. He is with Jon Snow, and he looks fucking pissed off and vicious right here. So they're definitely fighting some type of whites. We see that later on in the video too, that they're definitely fighting some type of whites, and it's on right now with Sir Clegane Clegane. This dude is not playing. And we see right here the Unsullied going down with an arrow to the chest. Good to see them going down, because, you know, Daenerys has a pretty much unstoppable army, so it is going to be good to see some of them get taken out. You know what I mean? This must be what happens first in Castle Rock, and that's what makes them go and find what they need to find to sneak in, because they probably get their ass kicked in the beginning, find the hole, then switch the battle. Right here we see the Dothraki charge the Lannisters. I think this is the field of fire. You could see the fire in the lower left hand corner on the floor right there, so this is definitely the field of fire going down. Right here is a leap of faith. Now, this is either Yara or Theon doing the leap of faith. You know, I can't really tell who's doing it. I really can't, because you can't tell because of the hair, if it's a woman or a man. I'm not going to look at anything else because I don't know if it's a woman or a man. So I'm going to say that no, that's either Thea or Yara. But if I had to pick and go on the limb, I'm going to say it's Yara. You know, I think Yara probably have that type of skill to leap like that. You know what I mean? I'll give it to her. After this, we see Jaime Lannister, and what it looks like next to him is probably Randall Tarly. These could be Tarly men, the archers right here. This could be a shot that we've seen. So I don't think this is when the Unsullied go down. It's two different clips. This right here is they're aiming up, and I think they're aiming up at dragons right now. I think that's what they're shooting for. I don't think this is the same clip with the Unsullied. I think that's two different situations. I think they're definitely up there looking for dragons and are about to shoot these arrows at the dragons that are approaching with the Dothraki. We see a quick, really fast clip of Bran learning how to fly, and very significant. We see Bran. It's not just one one bird, it's multiple birds. So now Bran has the ability of seeing many birds, not just one creature, because he has a boatload of them right there. And when he comes out of this, you see the Night's King look right up. So he knows what Bran Stark is doing. He's seen this trick before. He knows all about it. So he knows that it's Bran and these birds. And he knows that it's Bran spying on him. And that's exactly what's going on here. Now, I know exactly why Bran is doing this. If we could see this in a later clip, we're going to see. In the next clip, we'll definitely see what's going on with Bran Stark. But definitely, Bran Stark here, spying on the Night's King, learned how to use his walking abilities to affect multiple birds. It had to be at least 15 to 20 birds on that prior screen. Night's King looking ferocious right here. Love the way he looks. Love everything about it. There must be another White Walker behind him. We see Bran Stark right here noticing that the Night's King sees him and letting go of his power. Now, the thing to ask is he letting go of his power, or is it really the Night's King kicking him out? Does the Night's King have the ability to kick him out, or is he scared? I don't, like he was before when he first seen the Night's King. I hope not. And here, now, we see Bran Stark here has made it back to Winterfell. We see him inside of a wheelchair, and we also see Bran Stark not only inside of a wheelchair, but at the Godswood that we seen Sansa in earlier, and there's someone with him. I don't know who this person is with him, some type of maester with him. Don't know who this maester is, but I thought it was Sir Davos, but I'm gonna have to say it's most likely a maester there with him. Next, we see Thoros of Myr and his burning sword. Obviously, he doesn't have to use his blood to get that sword burning. Definitely he is beyond the wall at this particular time, about to fight the Whites. We see Euron Greyjoy approaching King's Landing, and this is what the celebration could be about, and it could be Euron Greyjoy bringing a gift to Cersei Lannister. We see a quick pitch of the Unsullied army. I think this is when they are waiting outside of Castle Rock at this particular time in formation, and right here we see the Unsullied opening the door for the Unsullied. So definitely, as I said before, Grey Worm opening the door for them. A quick shot of Daenerys Targaryen, someone running up on her in Dragonstone, could be Jon Snow she's looking at. We see Jaime Lannister right here with charging, and I think this charge, he's charging at the dragons after his army was defeated. I think he's doing a last brave charge to try to kill a dragon right here. Next, we see a dragon, looks like a dragon, assaulting a boat right here. So this is probably what's going on right now. They're getting killed, Theon and them. We see a picture quick of Tyrion, and then Tormund's Giantsbane doing his thing right here. We see a great shot of the field of fire with the Dothraki army charging with the dragons there, and we see Yara scared to death. That's why I don't think it can be Dany and them shooting this fire down, because why would she be so afraid of them shooting this fire down? That's why I'm thinking it's quite possible that Euron may have a device to cast fire himself. See the fireballs go down, and this is obviously the field of the fire on the sea. Could be Euron doing that, or the dragons. We see the Lannister army, and they're not afraid. It seems like they're getting ready for their last stand at the field of fire when the Dothraki are charging, and we see Jon Snow surrounded by a boatload of Whites. Not just one, two. Looks like he's around at least 100. Looks like these are the people from Hardhome too. We see Grey Worm getting it on with Missandei. I'm so jealous of this right here, to tell you the truth, my people. Wish it was me. Tyrion Lannister looking off again into the distance of Dragonstone. Don't know what he's looking at. And right here, I don't know who this is. I thought it was Arya because the sword was so skinny, but the legs don't look like a girl's legs. So I don't know, and I think the way they have the sun, it's purposely done so that you cannot tell exactly who this person is. Jon Snow and Davos, and this is when they're first meeting Dany. I think this is when they're first getting to Dragonstone right here. We see a quick shot of a White Walker and someone ducking under it, probably Tormund ducking under the White Walker below, and we see the Dothraki coming through the fire. Cool ass shot right there. We also see someone hit their knees here. I do believe that this is Theon Greyjoy hitting his knees, touching, happy that he survived some type of battle. Another picture of someone, I can't tell who it is, but looks like they're on a boat. And then we see Daenerys, a good shot of her on the back of Drogon. And wow, he's huge right here. And we see a good shot of this man. See, listen, don't let that dude bite you right there. Don't get them teeth on you. Next, it turns to black, and we see a clip we've seen before, and that is Jon Snow back to back with his troops. troops up there, and we see someone doing a mad dash right here. Now I'm going to go on a limb and say this is Jon Snow on horseback doing a mad dash right here. Next thing we see after that, after it fades to black, and they like to do that because think Jon Snow just waxes some white like nothing, and Jon Snow is not playing right now. And the final clip that we're seeing right here was that Jon Snow surrounded by the army and waxing out some white. Listen, this looks phenomenal. It's going to be a great season. I cannot wait to see it. What do you think about it? What do you think about this trailer? This is one of the greatest trailers you've ever seen. I'm telling you, it's one of the greatest trailers I've ever seen. So if you want to stay updated throughout the season, what goes on with me at Game of Thrones, please subscribe and please hit that bell. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, please spread this across the realm, and please subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.